Right here we see Faisal in 4th, Jeff in 3rd. It looks like it might be a WZ top 2.
Yeah, I think off the corner of my eye, we at least one WZ member up there. So.
Yeah, WZ top 2. Quinn dying on the Wiggler. And 2-3 taken over by Jeff and Faisal. And Casper with the Shroom in 1st. Once again with these Shrooms in 1st.
Like the last time, he had 2 Shrooms in 1st, one maple, and he dodged 2 blues. So once again, has that insurance. So
it's 3rd and 1st place with Shrooms here. I don't know what Jeff has, of course, but we should be at least seeing Faisal here take the cut up. And yeah, Jeff also able to take the cut. So it's going to be a really hectic top few here. And Casper, I'm not sure we'll have too much liberty in really being able to go without too much backspin. Oh, okay. Shock coming in just now.
Yeah, definitely a WZ shock. Saw Ethereal go into the cannon. I think 2-3. They would definitely shock just 2-3 theirs, but yeah, it doesn't really shake too many things out. So, and great mega pull.
Nice mega play here by Faisal, getting 2 W's.
That's 2. 2 for 1. Wait, Jeff, did Jeff get blue? No.
Yeah, he got blue.
Hold on to 1st. 2-3 for Ethereal. 2-3-4. Looks like they're still going to be able to squeak out a winning race here.
How? All right. Word.
Yeah, Casper's going to finish 1st, but Ethereal has taken over these middle spots. Another shot going to confirm Noctil's 4th, and a 2-3-4-5 for Ethereal. Nicely done after a shock and blue from WZ. Not easy to do on a cannon track.
Yeah, and well, what really won him that race in particular is they didn't really gain much ground initially after dodging in the cannon, and Faisal getting that mega, so clutch. I mean, it's just WZ's not expecting him to get a mega there, so he's able to mega 1 for free, and then Quinn kind of ran out of space, and he's able to mega Quinn as well. So he ends up just causing havoc and getting that 2-3-4-5 for his team. Once again, just a really good play. They've been on their A game in this best of 3, or best of 5 rather, and it's just wow. Can't really do much about that though.
I think one thing that I'm looking, I mean, we talked about it plenty, and it's almost too much to talk about it, but like, yeah, time zones. I mean, I'm looking at my clock. It's getting towards, I mean, over there in, oh God, my countries, Norway, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like past midnight now at this point for the Central Europeans. Getting towards 11:30 for them. So, I mean, we're not there quite yet, but Maq, you've talked about, or I forget which one of you talked about it, but like just the weight of playing so many races in a row.
Yeah, these marathon matches are not easy to do. Especially, I don't think we've ever had at a competitive setting a best of 5.
Yeah. So
playing 4 matches back to back to back to back, if it does come to that, is going to be interesting to see who is able to stay on top. Because like we said, Ethereal does have Hawk on the bench, who is obviously an American, who is very capable of doing well in this lineup, as he has done all Spring Split and Summer Split. And WZ, they do have Skitty, probably not going to be seeing him though, but they do have all Americans, so their time zone, I'm sure they're all wide awake right now still. So I don't think that either team will be too affected by the time zones, but like we said, we never really had a best of 5 before, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens if we do make it to a match 4.
And we've also never had, you know, a little kind of a purse to go along with winning, you know, especially like what is it, $1,200? Something.
Yeah, we've never had a grand prize like this before.
Yeah, which is, I think, like, you know, a lot of, like, you know, what gave MKPS traction is just like, yeah, the idea that we'll finally be able to have a prize that is, you know, worth really training and competing for.
Yeah.
So I mean, if nothing else, that's why they're out here today. Beyond to prove who's best.
I do want to go back
obviously
to
in the money already, but winner gets much more than second place. So.
I do want to go back to the time zones. I saw TK post a message 8:49 a.m. my time, so I think that's what 6 a.m. his time almost. So
yep. That
so I think he's been staying up all day long. So. But anyways, this pack is kind of like a WollywogZ. You see top 2 very far ahead, but it is GV. So
Jeff hopping into the respawn cut. Casper taking rock hop. Looks like Quinn and Faisal in top 2. Pretty mixed spots actually. 1-4 for WZ.
I mean, this track is very shock dependent, but if Ethereal does have the shock, Quinn probably hangs on.
Quite sure what the bagging battle looks like. I think it's an Ethereal shot. Can't be too sure.
Jeff using his shrooms there. I'm not sure if that's the
Or-
case. Probably would have held on. to it.
Excuse me. Bobby's probably
Yeah.
just gonna drop the top for Faisal.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, especially with how Casper had his
Yeah.
shroom and decided to chain it.
Yeah, I don't think Noctil made that. So TK's ending up dodging that bill.
Target shotgun knock to TK in the bill.
God,
Mostly bottom spots for Ethereal. Not gonna block these reds on the left.
rough.
And Casper's gonna end up getting 8. And I believe that's. Oh no, TK's back here too. I think they were only really holding first for Quinn.
No, wait, TK. Wait, no, I thought TK dodged in that bill, right? Could have sworn he was
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah,
I
he
think it
dodged
might have
in the
given him a
bill.
bad drop. Maybe
Yeah,
got- I think got fifth.
That's a possibility, but I think it may have dropped them before, like the death turn where the fire snake is. Maybe he possibly just got hit because we did see Ethereal. I think they were 2-3, so maybe he had a backspam perhaps. But regardless,
Yeah,
wasted opportunity. But Ethereal, they were pretty far up, and I guess their strategy was they wanted to TS Noctil, and sometimes it's better to dodge yourself in the cut, but considering how far ahead he was, I think that might have been the right play.
So not as damning of a shock as WZ had last match, obviously getting top 3 off of 2 mega dodges and 1 respawn dodge, only getting 1 bill dodge in the back, kind of just preventing Ethereal from taking it, but Ethereal still with the lead going into the next race.
They're going for Parkway. We've noticed a few times. That's kind of a
Kind of a new
one
pick for these
like
guys.
tracks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one you don't see very often, but
In my
You
opinion,
know.
for good reason, but I feel like
oh yeah.
life might be coming from the grave to.
You're one of those Parkway.
Yeah.
I've kind of been turning around on it lately. I used to hate it, but now it's probably top 16 for me. I don't
Yeah, I
mind
mean,
it.
we've had 13 years to turn around on tracks. We'll just,
Yeah,
we'll keep doing that over and over
that's
again.
that's what I found funny because Max said turn around. Like, what, you like turning around on this track? Bags,
Going backwards on this track is fun. Forward.
Okay, I feel you on that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. You gotta like, use early shock, so I get another one. Flex on. Yeah. Faisal and wow, all Ethereal just cracking the top. No drafts really. Wow, this top 3 is actually a lot more separated than I thought it was.
Yeah, this is another one of those tracks where historically we've seen these teams drop their bill first set. And both baggers once again going through. We saw this last time, and Jeff ended up having the bill. So we'll see if it's the case right now. 8th place not really doing much in the back, so not sure. Casper does have a star, and Jeff just used a blooper, so no one has bill. So his first box for whoever's in 10th will be with bill in play, and they are going to fall off.
Yeah, and the shortcut does save a good amount of time. If one of them pulls a gold, they might actually be first after lap 2. So, but Quinn being TC'd probably has to change story. So, catch
That's going to play my Casper taking out the screens for Quinn. Doesn't want them to ricochet off the wall. Edison getting the next 10th place box. If Edison pulls bill here, he is in bad shape against Bobby, because Bobby can just shroom pass, take this next box. Not really many great places to fall off on this track as a bagger, unless you're getting.
Speaking of shock,
Yep.
you have it here, and
the WZ shock, I believe.
little bit. Well, I mean, it works out anyway. Crash gets redded, but Crash did end up dodging the shock, but he gets redded out of first regardless. So, top 2 for the walks.
For now, but that's a blue shell again happening, so that should be them out of there.
Oh.
2 greens on the bridge. Does he backspin here? No, he's gonna. Okay, so I think he has a teammate behind him now.
Yep. TK
Yeah.
still holding on to second. Edison in 10th by a little bit. See if he's able to get the next shot again. Another blue for Ethereal getting on to Casper here. People shakes things up.
Yeah,
Right.
I want to say he put a banana on the bridge, helped out TK because he backspanned third. So he's able to hang on to second because of that. So 2 blues after a shock sometimes happens if it's out early, unfortunately. And one maybe
And that's
3. How
another
about that?
blue shell getting
Another
2K.
one.
That is 3 blues for Ethereal in only 1 lap.
Oh,
Faisal gonna overtake first.
Oh my
This
goodness.
this pack is very tight. If someone has shock here, he can really change things up. Up 2 for
Edison-
Ethereal after all that.
If they're telling Edison, hey, you got another shock real quickly.
And Noctil getting triple redded. This is bad news for WZ.
But this POW could be
gonna-
huge here. He's gonna chain
Yeah,
it.
nice pow.
I mean, with the top 4, Ethereal's top
First
4.
place failed Pow. I think that was Faisal. He failed Pow as well.
How many fails to cut?
Come on! Come on! Oh my god,
Oh
that was
my God.
painful.
Casper definitely could have had second there, messing up the cut. And
I mean, you
Yeah,
kind of
that Parkway cut is like tough, like to nail down because like there's those bumps and stuff, and like everything's happening, and like maybe like a single little bump like ruins your alignment on that. It's like it's tough. It's really tough. So
yeah,
it's one of those shortcuts where it's like, oh, I can't believe I failed it, but it's kind of sneaky without you have to do it. I mean, going wide.
Yeah.
Going
and you
wide
know what? This is good damage control by WZ. Squeaking away with the 3, 4, 5, 6 after what it looked like at the end.
Yeah, I think they were at least top 3. Ethereal was possibly top 4, but the POW is one of the better items you could have pulled because he gets a chain out of it as well. Just kind of unfortunately does choke second, but despite that, getting blue 3 times.
Yeah.
3
Getting away with a
times.
-3 race is kind of a blessing with the 3 blues.
Yeah, I think they'll take that. I mean, karma's got to come their way, right?
Bit of a mistimed shock with the dodge and crash.
Right. God.
Pretty easy gold mine pick here for Ethereal.
That race was pretty. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I think on like the plus side, you can kind of react to that race like, okay, like we know what went up, like, and that's kind of like a chip on your shoulder of, oh, they have to like get these blues to win. All right, bet.
Once again, another Edison shot. Man, I think we've been seeing a lot of Edison shots in this set.
Eddie, yeah, he's been coming up big with them.
Like we said, Edison only been bagging for a few months.
Clutching it.
Remember when he first started training, he asked me for a few VODs. And so I'm not going to take full credit, but certainly I'm starting off there.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just eat it up, girly.
It's 99%.
He's been doing a very good job of it. So, definitely a threat on the track. And speaking of the baggers, you see one of them already way back, and it is Edison.
Messing up a little bit of the lag estimation, but Coiner's probably waiting patiently to sneak by, and 4, 5, 6 knocked full TC.
Now, this lead from Edison, the backing meta on this track has changed. Some of you probably have noticed, some of you war mains out there. Baggers going up for that box up on the left right at the start, trying to get a box in 8th, 9th, sometimes even 7th. Try to push room so you don't have to wait at that last set. Traditionally, you just kind of sit there until 30 seconds and kind of just 50-50 the first box. But doesn't really happen too much anymore, especially in the higher divisions. And as we saw, Edison was able to get a huge break off of it.
You think they call it here? I guess not. Yeah, or maybe they don't have shock.
The Ethereal members just need just hard breaks. So I'm not sure if they were predicting that, possibly. So.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about, I think, how Edison was the one back there, so it would make sense if they're holding onto the shock here. All right, lap 3. I mean, it seemed like they're in a decent enough position with fourth. Actually, who's in first? No, it's Jeff. Never mind. So that's a top 3 for Ethereal going the last lap. Snap! Oh, let's go. Oh, wait. I'm a little bit ahead. My bad.
No problem.
Yeah, I don't think TS and Curse is going to benefit WZ. I think they're going to have to TS second, if anything.
Yeah, they will have to.
So, nothing. So,
WZ might not have been able to pull it.
Yeah,
I mean, there's not a lot of great spots to be training boxes on this track. Not coming in there, gonna dodge Quinn, but WZ in a bad spot here. Only blessing here is crash with this TC. Wasn't most likely to be getting 8th, but looks like Ethereal's gonna be able to hold on to their top 3. Too late there for WZ. Edison probably didn't pull it until that set.
Looks like Ethereal ended up getting top 2-4, Nocto clipped the edge a little bit, maybe the bean corner. You had to break something. So top 2-4, maybe even better, you can argue. Now you can pick one of those top 2-4 tracks. But, I mean, I'm obviously kind of joking by that because you would rather take the points anyway.
Right.
But they are top 2-4 going in the next race, and not getting the shock there for WZ, kind of their downfall. So
Quinn broke into it a bit, but still a very good race for Ethereal. And that's a pretty strong GP for them.
Relatively tight. But what? Only like 14 points between 7th and 1st. Not could be worse, I guess. I mean, Jack unfortunate there with 12. You don't typically see that from him.
No, you don't. He's been really probably the most consistent player for this team, I'd say, throughout the summer split. Just a consistent force in the front. They obviously have him as their host for these matches, starting in first place. Have him starting in those top spots. See him in second in the room here. And 40-point lead for Ethereal so far. Whichever team was leading after GP1 has won. And we'll see if that prophecy is fulfilled once again.
Sometimes when you play, you start to notice, like, on the team, what you need to do. It's like some people need to score more points than others usually. Typically, maybe because roles are reversed. I know it's very situational based, but I think if WZ has to win these matches, I think TK has to score a lot of points because he is someone that can average a lot of points too. Like he can get those 110 points, 100 points, but I believe he only got like 6 in the standings in that GP. So usually when WZ's doing good, he's doing good individually wise in terms of points. So I think that's just something to typically
know, right? Yeah. Well,
WZ,
once MC3 here.
246. Might be
Why
a bit
not?
of a kind of grasping here. Just try to shake things up. And they do get their pick. Ethereal has been getting most of the track picks from the first race of the GP. WollywogZ finally getting theirs.
I mean, I think it makes sense if they have especially confidence in their bagger right now. If he's schmoving, this makes sense.
This is a very frustrating bagging track. Obviously, no place,
True.
no place to fall off. No track objects.
I've got my save replay button ready for the troll.
Now, right here, we can see Edison going forward to the first set, trying to get an 8th or 7th place box. Maybe shroom past Bobby here, and you see Edison goldening right now, and he's gonna sit at the set with Bobby. So maybe it's only just one shroom, but that's kind of a new strategy. Not see many people doing it. Because if Edison does go forward there and get Bill, it's pretty much over. If Bobby barrels and doesn't get a Bill, it's pretty much over for Edison. But like I said, this track is just such a wild card for bagging.
Yeah.
Not common, you get an 8th place box to screw his phase a bit, so being able to just easily shroom up there. But looks like the bagger's very neck and neck, and one slows down.
I think we see Bobby getting first box. Not going into cut. Edison spamming Bill. I believe this is Ethereal's chocolate pizza. Bobby's not taking kind of shortcuts. If he doesn't have it already, he's getting a box right here with Edison and Bill.
All right, let's see what happens. Lap 3 coming up.
7th is and 8th are somewhat far behind, but if they dodge and stars, then that's going to be a very big race for Ethereal. I think that green might have been.
I think we're going to be looking at a shockless race.
Blue is coming out. Cancel probably here. Oh, nope, no one has it. I mean, I think if Ethereal had it, they definitely would have canceled that blue.
Yeah.
WZ gets top 3, I think.
Wow, and it wasn't on screen, but Casper was schmoving up just golden, or not even golden. I think it got triple shrooms or something towards the end there, so able to weave and dip and dive and dodge through all that mess that was happening.
Yeah, well, as we saw, Bobby was just sitting at a set chaining boxes, probably just ended up getting Bill and couldn't really do anything at that point. But definitely was given a few boxes there from Edison after he used the Bill. Like we said, it's just so brutal when you get that. And, unfortunately, Bobby was not able to pull it despite that.
Despite Edison pulling the Bill, and Bobby probably should have been able to get it, this is a pretty short track. It's estimate time of about 1.5 minutes, so you don't have much time to get the lightning bolt as much as you do on other tracks. So WZ, they escape with the top 3 because if Ethereal has shot, it's a good shot. Their 7/8 is probably dodging or at least doing something productive. So, and at least canceling the blue as well. I mean, the blue gave WZ top 3. If no blue, Jeff gets first.
And WZ with just the fact cuts the lead in half.
Huge for them. Huge. All right, yeah, a little bit different of a track pick this time, I think. Probably, I think they're thinking BCW, yeah, why not?
BCW, yet to work for either team and starting in top
Right. Every single time it's just been thwarted. I think the last time WZ picked it, they had top 3 exactly, and then Ethereal starting off with top 3 immediately after. But it's going to go to Delfino, so.
Well, yeah, you just talked about the track.
That was my mistake, my bad.
Yeah, if you want the track, you have to ask. That's
Well, why would I want the track? I wouldn't be biased. That sounds foolish. There's no such thing.
But regardless, you're right. We are going to Delfino. Is this the first time we've seen Delfino?
Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah.
First time we've
Surprising.
seen more Delfino than RBC.
Oh wait, that's whack. I don't like that.
And you see Casper getting trailed, losing his red because of it, getting it again. So knocked down to 8. You see an early chain. Both players chaining their stars, and Casper is like, why not? I'll go in the mine. Everyone's in stars.
And double starring Jeff. Or at least attempting to.
Looks like he may have actually lagged out of that. So
And
it's a
this
bomb.
probably is the worst bagging track, I think, in the game, in my opinion. It's so reliant on the first set, you can't really get past it. And it really just all depends on that very first set. And we see Bobby in 10th. Edison going forwards. Not sitting at a set, could mean he has it already.
Good play by Casper. Although I
Yeah.
don't know if he bombed his own teammate. I couldn't really see, but it was tough to navigate all around that stuff. So see if he gets some 50. He'll probably stand behind the mushrooms.
Lucky for him.
Yeah,
Stuck.
for sure.
Moving up.
And that's
Ooh,
an
shot
early
coming
Ethereal
in.
shot.
Oh,
Edison dropped the
Edison
star
dropped
for
the star at phase. Oh god. Okay, that's got. I mean, it's lap 2 still, so you're not like bugging about it too much, but it's still not ideal.
I like that
Bobby in
term.
10th by a whole lap, gonna be able to chain boxes pretty freely.
Yeah, Faisal did get a chain. He got about a 5th place chain.
It is
So-
triple shrooms. I'll just spoil it. It's triple shrooms. So
Yeah.
we're just gonna stay with
And
Cat.
there it is. Fazel's gonna take cut here. Casper's gonna have a tough time passing with DC.
Yeah, that GC.
And assuming Ethereal gets the next shot, which Bobby is in 10th, they're not really gonna have a spot for it.
Yeah, and it looks like Ethereal should be able to get a good race. So we don't know what's going to happen 2 through 6, though. So we do see someone spinning out. But now the name showing up.
It's bad. It's incredible for Ethereal. I think for WollywogZ, going into GP2 being down by 40, like a race 1 win like that, was like, okay, sigh of relief. We're back in it. And this kind of race feels like it's going to be exactly the opposite to say, no, screw you. You're not back in it.
Yeah, we saw 3 of the 4 bottom spots there held by WZ. Edison will be getting the bagging point, but doesn't really matter too much when the other team's getting top 2. And halfway through, it's going to be probably about a 35-point lead for Ethereal.
And not
Yeah,
sure if
shit.
anyone
Oh,
else.
top 3 back.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Not sure if anyone else really dodged that shot, perhaps, but WZ, they had 3 of their top 4 spots all past the boxes, so Faisal got a 5th place box at least, but there's a good chance he could have chained at the double, and then Jeff and Crash could have gotten better items towards the back, because WZ was just too much in the front probably, unfortunately, for how the things were situated, since obviously Ethereal had shock. They made the most of it.
Yeah, that's one benefit of staying in 10th after you get shock. I see a lot of new baggers kind of making it obvious when they have shock, kind of just going forward instantly, kind of a lot of tells when the other player has shock. And Bobby, I'm sure Edison knew he did, but when he just keeps going in 10th, he gives his team options, and that's exactly what they did. They were able to use an early shock, and he can comfort them saying, I'm in 10th by, a mile, I can get more, I'm sure that's exactly what he was saying to his team, so a lot of comfort there in that lap 2 shock, which is something you don't see a lot of.
Yeah, I mean, even dropping a star there isn't going to do much, because it's just straightaways. So maybe you can get lucky and get a stop star, but it's really hard to stop start people while you're small, just because you're not faster than them, and also your hit radius is a lot smaller than it usually is. So. But regardless, top 3, and we've seen a lot of people from the other team starting bottom spots shroom up, so let's see if that's the same case.
Faisal here starting off in first. It's an Ethereal top 2, and they're going to take left and right side equally. Probably backspam, considering there's WZ members only behind them.
Yeah, he's got a fail. He's able to probably get this fill off on Jack, depending where he lands. Okay, he doesn't. So Jack.
Jack's sneaky. He's better than that.
I'm sure he was expecting that.
Regardless, they're going to hold down top 2. So
instead of watching the time trial, I guess we'll go back to Casper. Goldening up in 5th. Decent.
Neither
box.
bagger making hop strat. They're landing almost identically at the same time.
Nice.
he's going to be able to dodge that pow, but his teammates
Oh!
not going to.
That's obviously an ethereal pow, giving
Yeah.
Crash a huge break.
Yeah, there's a lot of good pow spots on this track. You saw one earlier where they used one near the blue zippers where they got Casper before it, and he ended up getting out into the dirt most a lot of time. They go with the traditional one towards the final turn, which still works out really well if you're not expecting it, which they were not. So top 2 for Ethereal still.
Yeah.
That's really red side. Interesting.
Yeah, interesting given that, like, you know, you saw the Ethereal members ahead of him and did end up getting backspam from it, so.
The pow. Forcing Jack into his mega. Crash dying a little bit. And WZ spamming the shock. Dodging TK.
Yeah,
and
WZ shock for sure.
And we'll ignore that happened. It's
I'm
a
not
very
gonna
tight
talk
pack
about
though,
it.
from 1 through 6.
I mean, we kind of know what he was trying to do.
Yeah, right.
But regardless,
Yeah.
it
Bottom
does
2, I
shape
believe,
up.
has 1 member of each team. They're pretty far back.
Hazel getting another mega.
Okay.
That green almost slain him.
Ah!
Hazel getting messed up by his own fib from lap 1.
Troll! That feel when you troll yourself. God.
Oh my god.
Bill
Win building up. Both baggers sitting at set. Could see a shock here.
Yeah, if WZ gets it, they'll probably span it, but they don't, so. This could be a really good race for WZ. It is, because we see bottom 3 for Ethereal. So WZ, at worst case, they get 2, 3, 4, 5.
That shock was also really good. Maybe able to... Nah, not quite able to beat out Jeff from that, but almost did from that shock after getting hit by Jeff there.
Was that an Ethereal member all the way in 8th? Yeah, it's Crash.
Crash.
Crash was like first almost that whole race. So shock must have screwed him pretty bad.
Yeah, interesting lap 2 POW. It forced everyone into their dodges. So, you know, just kind of how it was. And obviously you're going to call it if you're the team in 2 dodges versus 1. So, works out
4-5 for WZ. This is just going back and forth right now, this GP. WZ gaining the ground they lost from RDS after gaining ground on MC3.
Yeah, they need something better here going into the last race. I mean, staring at the same deficit you were staring at going into this GP is a little bit demoralizing. But I mean, given the back and forth nature of this one and a little bit, you know, being able to recover on BCW, hopeful for them here. Ethereal though, I mean, this track pick is generally just going to be important, right? So.
TF should be getting picked unless they already got picked, because I'm just getting tracks. I mean, we're playing too many tracks now, so. Yeah.
All right.
You know, TF. Have we seen KC yet?
We've seen it before, yeah.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, when TF has been picked, Fourth has struggled to get to the draft on first. So I think it's set 2 times that's happened. So, but we're going to KC since
Good to know.
we brought it up. So.
All right. Race 4 here, starting off with Faisal. I don't really think there's, you know, Cupid Cape's pretty standard in that it's fair enough for either side to go to. I don't think any side's going to be complaining when they see Cupid Cape.
Not good. The Faisal missing the 6th place box, crashes to the 7th one, and Quinn gets the 8th place box. So Quinn probably got a star because he went around all the shortcuts. Typically, if you get triple shrooms or golden, you're just doing cuts.
Yeah, we just see him chilling there.
You see WZ starting 2, 3, 4. So
PC gonna end up creating some more space for WZ to put pressure on first.
surprised he's not stopping a little bit to at least maybe try to get to Quinn, but he's just gonna beat it now. Let's see. The Baggers are this time changing their strategy. Remember the Baggers last time they sat at the traditional waterfall set. Now they're sitting in 9th. Now we see one going backwards though.
You know, Casper here with the single green, of course, able to take that shroom. But WZ sitting a little comfortably here in 2-3, but obviously wanting more than that, needing more than that, really.
Blue shell would be a total game changer. We see top three pretty much gone from the rest of the pack.
I'm about to say, like, a blue shell could change the whole impact of this race, especially with how the pack is. Yeah, Crash
nice shroom pull. Enough to catch Crash, but
Edison. Well, Bobby should be able to drop a star if he doesn't have shock, but I don't think he did drop it. So Bobby has the shock most likely as he's going forward.
Yep.
So, it's good news for Ethereal. But however, the pack is pretty far back. So, but Faisal does have a mega. They're gonna opt to pound it.
Pound in the air. You can avoid Quinn. This is huge for Ethereal.
Okay.
If they just want to use it right here.
Possibly, because if he dodges towards the end, I don't know if he's going to get 2-3 unless WZ takes the cut. Quinn's in a mega though, he's going to have to delay it, and then
they can get him out.
Yeah,
shot that shock.
Well,
that shock ride might be able to come up, maybe.
That usually breaks up the waterfall.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Well, if they use it a little bit earlier, they might have been able to get Jack and Casper going down the waterfall, which is a big time loss. But they kind of got him a little bit after, it looks like, so it wasn't too bad for them. And they're going to hold on to 2-3.
Place box is going to hurt them too. I don't think that power is going to matter yet. They're going to get 1
team in 5th. This looks like a winning race for WZ.
It is. I actually on WZ's side, yeah, I think they got top 2. Jack in 2nd, I think. If that's the case.
Are you sure? I saw Crash in 1st.
I might be messing up myself here, but we'll see.
I guess we'll see.
It's the devious thing about this game. Oh, never mind. I am absolutely wrong. Crash 1st place. Nicely done for Ethereal there to make sure WZ doesn't have any breathing room here. And then, yeah, I'm sure they really, really don't want to take it to an extra game because this is exactly when that fatigue is hitting.
Yeah, and if Faisal gets that 4th place box, he gets another shot at least shrooms or even a red, because you can't break reds in the tunnel when you're down in the tunnel, especially when they're small. They're not going to be able to do anything about it. Yeah. So best case he could have got was maybe like, could have got 2nd actually, but he could have also got 3rd if he pulls like a single red there. But regardless, missing that box maybe loses him about 4 points in terms of team points. But
is it just me, or has this match been like way less turbulent, like way more chill in terms of like the back and forths of the? I think like maybe some mistakes here and there, but like really that's it.
For the most part, it's been much more fundamental, I think, between these two teams.
Mm-hmm.
Much more run-of-the-mill what you've always been comfortable with.
GP3 under 20, so still only one game.
Yeah, we'll see players get desperate now, and I don't expect just fundamentals when players are desperate.
Yeah, WZ less than 20, obviously. Once again, for those of you just joining us, if WZ loses this, and then it is over, and Ethereal is the champions. If WZ is able to come back here, we go to a match 5.
And I think that'd be fitting, right? I mean, Ethereal has, like, it was really this, until this, like, MKPS season that we really got to see, okay, Ethereal can fall to some degree. Like, before that, they were just known as this entirely unstoppable force, you know, before MKPS was starting, and even as MKPS was starting. And to get that, like, you know, the first 4-figure prize pool in Mario Kart Wii, I think that'd be like a fitting narrative, really, in that sense. But WZ certainly, I think, in the same vein, has been like on the up and coming. I think, like, I don't know, what would you say they were like kind of ranked at the beginning of Spring Split? Probably weren't top 2, right?
Probably. I would say 4.
Yeah.
I think that a general community consensus, the top 4 teams in order would probably be Ethereal, WZ, Kinetolic Gaming, and then did I say WZ already?
You're missing
Ethereal,
Metro
Wipeout, Kinetolic Gaming, and WZ. Probably in that order. At least that's the way I saw it.
Yeah.
MW falling to WZ and KG in the final 8, which sent WZ to the finals.
Yeah. And I think maybe even like on that note, like Edison is maybe probably like a big portion of that, because like he's a really good racer, but I think he's just like the thing about him racing is a little bit inconsistent, right? But with bagging, he has a lot more control of himself, and you know, able to focus on where he can really deliver for his team. But again, now they have to make sure they can really dig deep into their pockets, overcome this 20-point lead, and keep this set going.
Yeah, well, this lap one has done wonders for them, getting this top 3 with a little bit of a break.
Yeah, I just want to go back a little bit. Jack drafted Jeff, and he really bumped Jeff, and so he lost his green, and he hit another one of his own teammates. So Jack really set the tone from this race to start. Now they're top 2, but that wheelie lock.
Yeah, I think we just cut open wheelie lock.
Faisal gets into the cannon. WZ are still good spots, I believe. I think Casper might actually live that wheelie lock before we cut.
Yeah, he got wheelie locked and then like ran into shells and a bomb he could have avoided. It was not looking pretty. Yeah.
Didn't look too pretty.
Yeah, but this pack isn't too bad right now. It isn't nearly as bad. Any read on like how Shock? I mean, I guess it's hard to have a read on how Shock is.
Very hard. We'll see one of the runners, excuse me, one of the baggers going past that last ramp if someone does get it. Most likely. Because at this point, in this kind of scenario, you don't want to get too fancy with it. You want to keep that Shock safe on a cannon track. So I don't think we're going to see anybody kind of bait the other bagger on a track like this. So now, if we see someone running away,
was that?
It'll make it obvious.
Y'all saw that blue shell? Yeah. So this is a mess. It's going to be a mess because it was thrown before the cannon. Everyone knows it's coming, and everyone is going to be stopping now. So you see that gap getting smaller, right? Or
a little bit.
I don't know if that was spammed or not.
Well, it's gonna get smaller now. Noctil getting blued.
I thought Jack might have still been first, but he's not. So
Jeff with the
he's oh, okay.
WZ making some good plays here. Gonna get to top 2. And that's a bad shooting spot from Faisal.
Okay.
WZ gets top 2,
and Jeff's off. That's body lead.
What?
I think WZ might take the lead off that race.
Oh my God! All right, we have a match again. I mean, we had a match already, but we have like a match again.
Oh yeah,
that's insane.
WZ, after being down 44 points after GP1, now winning going into race 10.
All right.
Yeah, TK able to drag Faisal, forcing him to use a really bad shroom, and then Quinn hitting Jeff on the line. Secured a nice race for WZ.
God,
and Edison getting 9th to boot.
I think we talked a bit before. I don't know if he was even on stream, but like just how Jeff has like really stepped up in terms of like maintaining the cool, right, in like these serious situations, competitive play. After that, bro, with like 3 races left, y'all think he's still keeping his cool?
I mean, you hope he is, for the sake of his teammates, because it'll directly correlate with their performance.
I think in a lot of ways, Jeff holds the keys to unlocking this Ethereal win here. He's like one of the like clutchest people to play the game, and the fact that like he generally leads a lot of the tone of the call, right? So I think we don't know what's happening, but I think in generally, and especially in this kind of moment, is where Jeff can really shine, or do the opposite.
Yeah. I mean, the Donkey Kong Mountain race, Jack sets the tone, but Noctil ends up getting in the first somehow, and I'm not sure if Jeff got in the second, but Jeff got past the TC, so I guess Noctil may not have slowed down, because, like you said, then that blue was going to take forever to get there, and no one slowed down, so Noctil just ate it, and then WZ got a really good race from this. He got top 2, 4, 5 with the TF, so obviously advantage WZ.
And going back to the effect Jeff has on this team, it's no question, even the members of Ethereal know it. He's the communications leader of this team. He's their best player. He's really the heart of the squad. And when he's kind of down, it kind of takes the rest of the team down too.
It can, yeah.
It definitely can. I've played against Ethereal with Jeff and without Jeff, and I will say I'd rather not play them without Jeff.
Top 3 to start. This could be a good POW though. He's probably going to try to POW before Shroomless or after Shroomless. He's going to pick his poison. It's going to be before. He gets 1 over, and yep, he made him fail it. So, and he gets the blue. So things are turning around just like that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, running into that thing for Faisal, but still has plenty of time to catch up here. This pack isn't too far broken. Is that a blue shell that got hit?
Yeah.
No.
He pulled a blue after changing.
Oh, right. Yeah, completely missed that. Yeah. I think that's WZ 6-7. I think that's Casper holding it down up there in first. Yeah.
Yep, with the TC1 bagger, we see running back. And you can tell by the movement whether they're going to have shock or bill. Obviously, if they fall off, they will. Yeah, they will. So whoever that is in 9th is now just spamming items. Bobby. So Bobby might have gotten a few bucks in ninth while Edson had that bill.
Unless it gets billed. So
Gotta be careful here.
Really do.
Looks like Bobby might have gotten the shock though. He's going forward.
And he did. Oh, they get Faisal after the box.
But that's a target shock as well.
Yeah, yes, that's why they did. So gets the shock in ninth most likely because of the bill, obviously, and that's going to shake things up.
Jack dying as well. TK getting bombed. Bad spot for WZ.
Everyone's dying apparently. Okay, great.
WZ is 3-4, so they're gonna have to try to get Faisal out of fits somehow. Maybe they can back him right when he lands. That's their hope here. Doesn't get anything to do that with though. Instead,
oh my goodness! I think they got a single back spam onto both of them.
Really nice play there. I think that was Jeff's.
Yeah. Mike, we were just talking. I mean, obviously, that could have been anyone, but just so ironic and fitting for Jeff to really come up big. That's got to be huge for the call momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff making another play. He has made so many plays in this best of 5, and now with just a singular back spam, he gets both of them. Crazy stuff. They get top 3 at least. Crash going 5th, maybe.
And top 4 and 9th for Bobby as well. The best race Ethereal could have possibly asked for, and they're taking the lead once again.
By a good bit too. This resets WZ's big race entirely and then some. This is a big mountain for them to not only like climb up, but do so in 2 races immediately after getting bodied like that.
Yeah, Ethereal's lead is now going to be probably in the mid-20s about with 2 left. So still very doable, but
it is.
That is the last thing they wanted to see.
If we're seeing a hype last race, we're gonna have a very pog next race.
Yeah. And once again, WZ with those top 2 4 starting spots did not matter.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Throw theory out the window with these track picks, because not one time has it really worked out for that team.
This is a big pick coming in here soon. Peach Gardens or Rainbow. It's going to be Peach Gardens. Thankfully for them, a Rainbow Road pick, I feel like is a bit more devastating in terms of being able to move up and catch up from the positions they had.
For sure. So they're down 24 with 2 races left.
Mm-hmm. All right, who are y'all calling this for? Ethereal or WZ? I want to hear from you first, Yoshter.
Whoa, what do you mean? Like,
do you think they have 2 races left? This is the perfect. You have all the information needed to make this kind of call for you. If you think Ethereal's going to win, at least this game.
Well, I'm gonna go with Ethereal because they have the lead.
All right, fine, fair.
It's my job to take WZ then, right?
You don't have to. You don't have to play that game like that.
Eirik's gonna take WZ, right?
I don't know if they can pull it off. I don't know. I mean, I think, like, yeah, they've been able to clutch up sometimes, but, like, in back against their wall situations, I don't really feel they do that well in those situations.
If you got a chance to $1 million.
New information here. Edison has the shot. So what are the thoughts now?
All right. I've got 20 on WZ. Okay, no, I actually don't take that. No, I can't do that.
That was almost a really good snipe by Casper on another note.
Yeah.
1-3 for Ethereal. Bobby getting hit by the chain chomp, so you were right? Edison has a shot.
Yeah. Edison's had it since first set. I don't know whether it was 9th or 10th. Does not matter. Bobby's job now is to possibly drop a star. His teammates first.
Yeah, but he can't drop one at the shortcut, though. Unfortunately, he's gonna have to drop one at the maze section.
Which could end up being even more clutch.
Yeah, if he drops it for Faisal, he could have given him more reserve. He's trying.
See Edison just hiding over there. Really doubt Ethereal's going to make the play and going over there to try to hit it out of him.
Tricky back spam. Let's see if the green comes in. No, not quite. Would have been such a needed play, really.
TK dodging out of front. He's probably getting hurt. Here comes Quinn as well.
Here we go. There they go. Top 2 probably for WZ momentarily once Quinn.
Maybe.
Big pull for Casper here can make this a top 3.
Quinn didn't get a good chain, maybe. It's only 1-3.
Faisal in the drop star, like we said. Bobby able to drop it off.
They need to get rid of second place here, really desperately.
I mean, 1-3-4 is decent.
There's a blue.
It is, but oh, jeez, this blue.
And it's gonna hit Faisal.
Oh! No way! No way!
He's got a block He's around the turn.
Oh, misplay. Mike Casper's gonna get redded.
Let's see. Ethereal, can you save this race? I think they saved this race. Yeah.
Ethereal
6-7 for WZ.
Off of a Casper misplay, unfortunately. He got scared around the turn because it would have been very tricky to back that red, considering how close Crash was. But unfortunately, he spammed his item back twice.
Yeah. You got a feel for him. You got that's like definitely like a Butterfingers moment of just like in the moment, like heart's pumping. If he had his heart rate monitor on right now, it's probably like 170. Like that's something that like you can lab all you want, but like, and you know in your heart of hearts, like, yeah, that's obviously not the play, but it just happens.
So top 2, 6-7 instead of a top 3. That's a very tough spot. Crash having triple reds there. I think Casper had enough to block him, but with him, he's right next to him. He's gonna have to back that red. He can't really rely on it just revolving around and hitting it correctly.
Well,
so
the thing
really
is,
tough spot. Went for the back and just missed.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough play. But he only has one chance at it, so that he probably just spammed both of them, unfortunately, because if he misses the first one, he's dead anyway. So it's tough. But they're still in it. I mean, 9-point race, it's doable. So
yeah, I think that's the thing. I think that lets them at least breathe a little bit is that even though it wasn't what it could have been, it's a 15-point game. Last race here of this match 4, and they still have a moment and an opportunity to really capitalize. And I think that if WZ's teammates are doing a good job, they'll make sure to remind Casper of that they're still in it.
A top 3 10 wins. Top 3 8-10 ties the match, I believe. So
It's gonna be on BC3, obviously the least chaotic course ever made. So surely nothing too exciting will be happening here.
Oh,
well,
absolutely.
I will say one thing. That this track, I think, is actually good for WZ because it's one of those tracks you can get huge races on if everything goes your way. So we'll see how it plays out there. I need a 15-point race at least.
Right.
I think lap 1 is going to be big here.
Yeah, right. Lap 1
can do a lot of damage here.
Will he just set?
I'm curious. Yeah, no block there.
Unblocked. Okay. There goes Jeff.
Yep.
There goes everyone. I wonder if the play there was to actually maybe block cut with Mega or something. I don't know. It looked like there was a mix of people though, so I don't know.
Well, actually, Casper's got a lot of ground to make up, so that's not. I mean, they can still get top 3 8, but he has a ton of ground to make up. So,
and we have Bobby in 10th right now.
And that just happened. But I mean, probably change your Mega and try something better.
It's BC3. If you look at the pack, this is close.
Yeah, it is. And obviously, 9th place Shock surely can happen, but that race, it looks like Bobby's winning for Shock right now. Star for Faisal, maybe goes for unblocking or shroomless or something like that.
Actually going for Ultra. Faisal leaves it blocked. I think TK might have unblocked it. So, some hope, I guess, but Coin getting hit is not helping things. The top 2 break is... Actually, Jack got blue. Okay, so Jeff takes over first, Jack's second, and the pack is now tightened up because of that.
Very tight. Nobody's far behind now. I can't even tell who's winning back. I think Bobby just got swamped.
All right, lap 3. Is it going to be the end of the season here? It's Faisal in 3rd with the red. Jack gets hit. That's going to be, getting messed up. That's Ethereal top 2. Shortcut's going to be so pivotal here.
Yeah. Well, you assume he's going to add a double block, leave it blocked, what have you.
Jeff.
And Shock.
Jeff block. They have to Shock there. That's what this plan is. So, let's see how this shakes things up. WZ's going to have to go for cut. They're going to have to go for shoots or something, probably. Quinn gets a red off, though. And it's going to come down to the wire. We got a POW.
Yeah, this POW is probably going to do some damage here. It's looking rough. I think Ethereal's going to be able to clutch this for what is the first MKPS season. Last turn here. Yeah.
Make it work. Make him swerve in.
Oh,
no, not quite. That's it.
We'll do it. Ethereal are your MKPS Season 1 champions.
Yeah. Hats off, honestly, for being able to hold like such a composed race, especially on BC3. Hats off. It's a really great way to close it out. And like, I don't know, like you look at like sure, Casper flubbing on like the last race, could that have been the difference? I think that's the kind of thing that was like that you might beat yourself up as a player, but like either way, it's BC3 that was picked, and that's a track that really, you know, positions aren't you doing you too much good. It ended up, I think, not mattering too much in the end.
Ethereal, that's one of their best tracks, and getting that pick for them, I'm sure they just felt so good going into that race. They know how consistent they are with, you know, all the shortcuts, you know, all the strats, all the shock spots, everything. So they felt very good going into that last race, and they were able to make it work for them.
This is like the longest, you know, running like, you know, series or season that's ever happened, right? And I think like however you feel about it, I think to see the result of your labor over like the last 9-10 months has got to be such a satisfying feeling for Ethereal, especially after they showed some weakness in the last few months.
Yeah, they had a bit of a tough summer split, obviously losing to WZ, but they were really just undoubtedly the best team the first half during the spring split. Did a fantastic job just kind of destroying opponent after opponent, and they came back ready for this, and they performed for sure.
Yeah, not sure about the shot count, but Ethereal, I think just all their highlight plays, I think maybe just made the difference.
You think, I mean, that back red, right? Like that back red on TF, like beyond like the mess up on Peach Gardens. Yeah, just literally, I even think that might have been a bigger play than like Casper's flop, because that cost 2 huge spots on like what a really important pick, and that would have affected, I think, like their track selection after, which I think they ended up getting. So yeah, there's so many small plays like that really do add up.
Mm-hmm. Well, that GP2 of that last match was just so intense. Just top three back, top 2-4 for WZ, making it close all the way to the end. I mean, they had the lead going into those last few and just could not hold on.
Yeah.
And that is it for MKPS Season 1 across Spring Split, Summer Split, and the Final 8. Ethereal are your grand champions. They will also be taking home a $720 pot, with WollywogZ taking $360 and Kinetola Gaming the third place contenders, $120. Thank you guys so much for the support across Spring Split, Summer Split, and the Final 8, as well as Elite League before. And stay tuned, as the next video will be an interview with the members from Ethereal. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, stay awesome. We will see you guys next time.